Hi, I'm Dr. Vincent DePasquale with NSI Stem Cell. And if you're like most of the patients that come to see us, you're really frustrated. And there's a reason. You know, the majority of the care that you've received up until this point has been just about everything that we have to offer in the traditional medical model, and you're not any better. And I get it. There's some frustration associated with that. So most of the people that reach out to us, they're in one of two boats. They want a different solution because the one that they've been provided has not provided the results that they expected, or they've been told that they need surgery and they certainly just don't want that, and they're looking for a new solution. What I'll tell you and what we do in terms of our process is what we believe and know to be true, and that's you possess everything that you need in order to heal. You also possess everything inside of you to achieve health for life. And that's an important part of the process. You know, what we do here in this office is we introduce individuals to a different style of healthcare, one where the tools are appropriate to overcome chronic degenerative conditions, which affects most people in our country. Drugs and surgery are not always the answer. Yes, they're an important part of our healthcare system, but if you're suffering with a chronic degenerative condition and you're not getting any better, then it's important to pursue other options, and I believe we have that option.
My name is Ron Dixon, former retired New York football giant.
The interception return for a touchdown was only the beginning of the most amazing 36 seconds in Super Bowl history.
Bombing kick, Dixon will range back Dixon to his own 3. Dixon to the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30, 40. There goes Ron Dixon. Ron Dixon's going to go. No one's going to catch him.
Ron Dixon.
20, 10, 5, touchdown, 97 yards for Ron Dixon. And maybe the Giants do have a life with 3:31 to go in the third. There we go.
Ron Dixon.
A little bit about my football experience with the New York Giants is, what can you say? Country boy, made it to the bright lights in the big city. Had a great time, had a phenomenal experience, something I wish I could share with the masses. I've been playing football since I was 5, so I think over the years, and especially when I started playing professional football, the damage that my body had to endure. I have friends who are my age my mother doesn't deal with the pain. My dad doesn't deal with the pain that I deal with on a daily basis. So I'm sure football has taken a toll. Medication has been something I've had to make a part of my life. So the Oxycontin, the oxycodone, things I can't even pronounce, has been something that I had to make another character of the movie of my life. When it came to my thoughts in stem cell surgery, only research I do is I just ask my wife, hey, what you think? She'll do the research. And if she gives a positive response, and I've kind of picked up over the years to listen to her, she's like, it's something I think we should do. My first experience with NSI was an amazing experience. We came over and they talked to me and told me how the procedure was going to be and what I can expect and not expect. And so I came in straight in with my eyes wide open and had a phenomenal experience. One thing I have to say, what I'm able to do now that I wasn't able to do and that I'm so excited about, I wasn't able to run for 12 years. Maybe 12 or 15. Have that introduced back into my life. It's like meeting a new person. I'm excited again. I'm excited about working out.
I feel like I have my life back. I could walk with no pain, no swelling. I'm starting to run again. I'm starting to be myself. I'm starting to feel like that former New York Giant Ron Dixon who ran that 97-yard kickoff return back. I'm feeling that amazing. All from having the stem cell. All from making a choice. All from having this and being a part of the procedure and seeing where it could go, seeing where it could take me, being excited about it and seeing the results. Just so y'all see how pure it is and let you know I ain't joking, check me out. See that? I'm bouncing, I'm moving, I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. I'm doing all of that. Look at that, high knees. I could be a DB, receiver, quarterback, or coach.
I came from all the knee surgeries. I came from the pain. I came from the swelling to now I'm back running. What can I tell you about the procedure? This is what I can tell you. I was concerned, but I've dealt with so many operations. I've dealt with needles, and I can tell you this. It was an experience that it was that simple, it was that plain, it was that quick. It took me a few months to see results, but I'm not the average bear. You know, I had a lot more damage than the regular person. But the fact that I saw any parts of my knee coming back, me not having the swelling, me not having the pain, that excited me to a point where that I'm so excited about running again. And I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, hey, would I suggest this to you? Absolutely. I've had the PCL tear, I've had the bone on bone, I've had the swelling, I've had the pain, I've been in a wheelchair. So if it could get me from out of a wheelchair to running, jogging, being that person I used to be, then this is the thing for you. When it comes to Dr. V, as I like to call him, explanation is complete, gives you a real understanding of what you're looking for, what's possible, your expectations are made very clear. It's a smooth process, simple and plain. That's all I can say. With the treatment, my hope for the future is this: keep doing it, so I don't have those knee replacements. Off the medication, no Oxycontin, no oxycodone, no ibuprofen 800, no swelling, so I don't have those problems. No Celebrex for the inflammation, like completely off the drugs. I'm in a place right now in my life that's so phenomenal when it comes to this, and I'm so excited about it that I feel it's for everyone.
Hi, I'm Dr. Edgerton.
And I'm Dr. DePasquale, and our experience with the healthcare system led us to develop a very powerful proprietary process that we use in our clinics to help people just like you get healthy for life. We call it the True Health Framework.
The True Health Framework actually consists of 4 R's: reset, repair, restore, refuel, and it sets the foundation for healing. The first thing we do is to reset your metabolic state so that we can promote optimal healing at the cellular level. This is achieved by working directly with the gut and the liver to promote normal detoxification pathways and to reduce inflammation and to optimize the absorption of nutrients within your body. This is a powerful functional medicine protocol to pull you from a period of crisis and to bring your metabolism back online.
The next R is repair, and it stands for the stem cell process. What it does is it forces healing. It is the most advanced and powerful tool available for repairing and regenerating damaged tissue in the human body. It is adipose-derived stem cell therapy. This is the most cutting-edge regenerative medicine protocol available worldwide. Most symptoms occur as a result of damaged or dysfunctional tissue. Having the ability to repair it is essential for long-term relief and achieving health for life.
The third stage is restore, which strengthens healing and restores function within your body. Our goal is health for life. Once we repair, we must restore function. This is true for joint-related problems as well as metabolic problems. In this stage, we are returning your body's ability to heal at a normal state. Think strength, think stability, think confidence, and think the ability to do more and achieve health for life.
And the last R is refuel. Once we've done all of this work, we want to optimize healing and we want to maintain it. This is ongoing nutrition and lifestyle counseling. Now that we've overcome our health challenges, let's keep it that way. This is your maintenance plan and how we remain healthy for life.
What we do is really what we believe, and what we believe is that you have everything you need to achieve true health, which for us, that means to be healthy for life.
And that belief is shaped largely by what myself and my partner, Dr. Edgerton, saw in our own childhoods and what we consistently see in our practices. If you are watching this, I know that you're really frustrated with the care you've received so far. You've probably lost hope because all of the care that you've received up until this point has not provided the outcome you desire or improved the quality of your life. Let us explain why most people are frustrated with the following analogy.
Picture this. Your mind and body are your house. Traditional doctors are the fire department, and wellness physicians are renovation and maintenance experts. Now imagine your house is on fire. It's an emergency. Who should you call? The fire department or the renovation and maintenance experts? You're probably thinking the fire department, of course. What will the fire department do when they get to your burning house? They will come with their axes and fire hoses, drugs and surgery. They will use the axes to break out your windows, chop down your door and split open your walls, and use hoses to soak the entire interior of your house and all your cherished belongings. If you're lucky, if they got there in time and didn't make any big mistakes, they'll save the life of your house, and you should be eternally grateful. But what's left? A huge mess to clean up. In fact, your house is now in far worse shape than it was before the fire ever started. So, who do you call to rebuild and restore function to your house? The fire department? Do you think more axes and fire hoses could ever restore your house to proper function? Of course not. That's absurd. So, who should you call? The restoration and maintenance experts. What tools do they have? Hammers, paint, wood. The tools they have are all congruent with their goal to restore and maintain healthy function of your house. Now imagine if the fire department convinced everyone, including themselves, to judge the restoration and maintenance experts according to their ability to put out fires. Obviously, they would look pretty incompetent trying to put out a fire with paintbrushes and hammers. In fact, the fire department could demand scientific evidence from the experts to show their ability to put out fires, and no matter how hard they tried, the restoration and maintenance experts would never be able to show they were competent at putting out fires. But what if it was the other way around? What if the worth of the fire department was assessed by how well they could restore and maintain a house? Science would show that no matter how often the fire department used axes and hoses, no matter how much technology they had to make new axes and hoses, they would always be totally incompetent in terms of improving the health and function of houses. So who is better? Both, if you validly assess them within their own areas of expertise. The trick is to use these resources at the appropriate times. The fire department should be a last resort for health and the first and only resort when there is a fire. The goal should be to never need them. The restoration and maintenance expert should be the last resort for a fire and the first and only resort for health. The restoration and maintenance scientists are busy trying to point out the necessity of this approach. In fact, they've shown that for the last 50 years, even though there have been more firefighters and fire stations, there have actually been more sick and dying houses. The advertising and lobbyist budget for the fire department, which comes from the makers of axes and hoses, is so huge that they've convinced politicians and voters that this is the only scientific approach. They say that the restoration and maintenance experts can't even put out your fires. So why would you ever listen to them? It's very important to realize that the innate intelligence of your cells does not expect you to live under industrialized stressors because they are totally unnatural. If you have heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer, or arthritis, it's very likely that you won't have symptoms for years. It's why they're called silent killers. You were never programmed to have to deal with the stressors of overeating, sedentary living, prolonged sitting, lack of nutrients, decreased oxygen quality, pesticides, food additives, or constant emotional stress. Modern industrialized living is full of stressors and often almost devoid of stress-relieving wellness lifestyle choices. But trying to create real health by treating disease or simply masking symptoms is, by definition, as futile as trying to create light by trying to remove darkness. It's time for a change and a shift in our thinking of how we treat chronic and degenerative conditions. The only way to eliminate disease or to make sick people well is to restore health by restoring proper cell function. The only way to restore cell function and health is to create sufficiency in place of deficiency and to create purity in place of toxicity.
If you're in one of our offices, you're probably here either A, because you're experiencing pain, or B, there's something going on that's stopping you from enjoying the quality of life that you would like to have for yourself. I want you to know that there is hope and that we can teach your body how to heal itself, and it's something that we call the True Health Framework.
My partner and I have very similar stories, and we came together to form NSI in an effort to get people well and help them achieve true health for life. We grew up in two families with totally different backgrounds. My partner grew up in a small town in Michigan raised on a farm, and I grew up in the city, Brooklyn, New York, raised in a traditional Italian-American family. You can see by the way I'm using my hands. We were both raised in an environment with a similar lack of education around true health, and therefore, we watched the people we love struggle with chronic illness for most of their life, which eventually caused their death. They didn't forget to go to their doctor appointments, and they did not forget to take their medication that was prescribed, but they never saw an improvement in the quality of their lives, and they ultimately died from the diseases. As a result of the lack of education, and because of the habits that were passed down, we developed a long-lasting chain of chronic illness in our family. If you've never observed chronically ill loved ones before, and the amount of suffering that they experience before they pass away, it really left an impact on all of us. What we realized is that even though we grew up in different households, there are similarities to our story, and what it really boils down to is the lack of education on what we now refer to as the True Health Framework. We're both driven to help families not have to go through what our families went through, because we saw and witnessed a lot of people that were really close to us that never even got close to achieving what was possible around true health, or even knowing what it was. So as I said, I grew up in a traditional Italian-American household, and if you're unfamiliar, we basically ate pasta for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We never had a discussion about health and how our habits might affect us. In fact, you asked anyone in the family if they were healthy, they would have said absolutely yes. That couldn't be further from the truth. I watched both of my mom's parents die of end-stage diabetes and never really saw them healthy during my lifetime, and it was a slow and horrible decay over 20 years with many complications, surgeries, and pain. The funny thing is that I remember thinking that they were good patients. They took all of their meds on time and according to schedule, and they made sure they went to all of their appointments. But they still suffered end stage and suffered many complications. My grandmother developed severe neuropathies in her hands and feet, multiple heart attacks, and ultimately dementia. My grandfather lost use of his legs, which were eventually amputated, and he died of kidney disease and ultimately heart failure. As a result of habits that I was taught how to eat, how to think, whether or not to move, I was not well for my entire young adult life. I suffered from severe anxiety and depression. I was tired, overweight, and physically fatigued all the time, and I used alcohol to cope. I also developed severe back pain. After meeting with several doctors in orthopedics, I was no better, and all they wanted me to do was take meds. I finally met with a doc who taught me about the importance of diet, exercise, and how my lifestyle affects my body. That was the catalyst that caused me to pursue a career in true health. True health. Because of our experiences personally, both my partner and I have a deep understanding in the miraculous power of the body to heal itself, and we're both driven to find ways to allow people to do that naturally, without drugs, and without surgery. And most importantly, both of us are here today because two doctors treated us like people. They took a genuine interest in our health and really wanted to get down to the bottom of what was going on and how they can improve the quality of our lives by empowering the body to heal itself. And that's why we do the things that we do, like functional medicine and regenerative medicine. These are the tools that allow us to achieve true health. True health is empowering the body to heal itself.
Just like Dr. DePasquale, myself, I grew up in a small rural farm town in Michigan. And growing up, I was never taught health. And I assumed, like everyone else, that you would just go, to the doctor and they were the authority figure. And my story, a personal story, is my mother actually had me at a very young age. She was 16 years old. My grandparents helped raise me, and they were essentially like my parents as well. Long story short, my grandfather died when I was 15 years old from complications due to diabetes, and my grandmother passed away at 59 years old. She smoked her whole life from COPD. Okay, even looking back now, they were never taught health. They were always to say that this is just the end, okay? But unlike Dr. D over here, that didn't really drive me to pursue health. What really drove me to pursue health was my experience with our healthcare model here in the United States. I was very blessed to receive a full athletic scholarship from football out of high school, which was amazing, but it came, as you know, football is a really hard sport in the body, and I just got injured after injury after injury after injury, where it got to the point where I turned down my scholarship. I was depressed, I had all this back pain, and at that point I said, you know what, I'm just, I'm going to move to Florida and try to start over again. And I moved to Florida, and I went to physician after physician after physician, and finally one physician put me on this medication called Maddox. Many of you maybe watching this video have heard of this medication in about the early 2000s. And boy, it was like a miracle drug, okay? My pain went away, and I was like, yes, maybe, my goal was to play in the NFL. I'm like, maybe I can get my health back. And it really did take the pain away, and I was really grateful for that. However, it had some side effects. One day I went in for a routine physical. My blood pressure's, 140/95. My liver enzymes are quadruple what they're supposed to be. And the nurse practitioner was like, well, this is not normal. Let me get you over to a specialist, or let's do some more blood work. And essentially they ran all this blood work, all this testing, and no one knew what was wrong with me. They accused me of taking steroids and drugs and all these other things, which I've never did in my life. The conclusion was they wanted to do a liver biopsy, which they did, to rule out liver cancer and such, and the liver biopsy came back normal. Like Dr. DePasquale over here, I actually met a physician that actually taught me what true health was about and what it meant. And by doing so, I stopped taking this drug called Vioxx, which many of you don't know, killed around 70 to 80,000 Americans. There's a class action lawsuit against it. It's no longer on the market. As soon as I stopped taking that drug and that medication, guess what happened to all my labs? They got better. I'm not telling you there's not a need for medication, but it's not health. It doesn't allow you to heal. Everything that we do here at NSI is, what can we do with this patient to put this patient's body in the best healing ability? Every one of you sitting in the waiting room right now is here probably for a different condition, or even if you're here for the same condition, not every one of you are going to heal the same way. Maybe one of you are weak and we have to strengthen up those joints. Maybe one of you's bone on bone, we have to grow back cartilage. Maybe one of you just don't have the proper nutrients to allow you to heal. This is what NSI is about, and this is why we've come together to empower everyone about the right information to get educated so you can make the best health decision for yourself. We're very passionate about what we do, and then help everyone else that comes into our office, because my grandparents didn't get that. My grandparents didn't go to a physician that sat down in front of them and had the confidence enough to tell them what true health really was. And it's hard to be that, I think, that physician in America when our whole society is drug. Just some interesting facts while I'm on this topic. Here in the United States, we make up 5% of the world's population. And if drugs were the key, don't you think we would be the healthiest nation in the world? Well, number one, we're dead last, and we take 75% of the world's medications. We only make up 5% of that. Another fact is we're one of 2 countries in the world that allow pharmaceutical companies to advertise directly to the consumer. On average, they spend $12 to $15 million a day for consumer, because that's a for-profit industry. In fact, the 5 top pharmaceutical companies in the world combined produce more money than the 5 top Fortune 100 companies combined in the United States. Staggering numbers. We're not saying there's not a need for medication. It has its place, but it's not health. There's a need for both. And we just thank you for taking the time to pay attention and giving us the opportunity to help educate you so you can make a really good decision about you and your family's health going forward. Thank you.
Diabetes is a complex condition.
Diabetes is something that can be controlled.
This is truly everything that I've worked for.
I don't remember when the last time it was that I felt so good.
And we were able to actually save and change lives here.
Tonight I'm going to just step out a little bit. I wouldn't be here if I didn't want the best for these people.
If I get my diabetes under control, my retinopathy is going to go away.
I want you guys to kind of really see what complications can come from uncontrolled diabetes.
But at the end of the day, we should try to prevent amputation at all costs.
When did you start feeling that way?
Last time?
I'm very serious about this journey that I'm about to start.
I feel like I'm being treated different.
Yeah, but you're not. And you're not freaking handicapped.
My name is Charles Maddox. I'm a celebrity chef seen on CNN, Dr. Oz, The Today Show. I'm also a best-selling author and world diabetes advocate, and also the executive producer of the first ever diabetes reality show, Reversed. I teamed up with NSI probably about a year and a half ago. Dr. Vincent Di Pasquale is the doctor on the television show, and his wife Teresa is actually the trainer on the show. Now, I had heard about stem cell therapy, but like most of us, I didn't know much about it. They introduced me to it, and I was actually shooting a documentary based on diabetes called The Diabetic You. So they offered to give me some stem cell therapy, some stem cell treatment, and like most people, I was probably a little reluctant until I did some of my research and started to look into what stem cell therapy was and the benefits that stem cell therapy actually has to people with diabetes. And it was amazing. I remember I had flown probably about 4 weeks after I had stem cell therapy to New Orleans to shoot a segment of the show, the documentary, with a big medical center out there. So we had done all my labs and everything like that to see where I was with my diabetes and the progression and how good I was doing. And to my amazement, the labs came back and the doctor said, "Charles, you can now come off of your diabetes medication." This was only literally 4 weeks after I had stem cell therapy. So I don't know if it was, of course, part of the hard work that I was doing, but I definitely attribute some of that to the stem cell therapy treatment. So much so that some of the guests from the show, 3 guests from the show, I wanted to have on and meet Dr. Vinny and NSI, and they were also treated with stem cell therapy. Margie, who is a sweet Latin lady who I love dearly, who has made some amazing changes in her life, received stem cell treatment. From her doctor, she was able to come off of her diabetes medication. Jerome, who is insulin dependent, was cleared after stem cell treatment weeks later to be able to come off of his medication for insulin. Lisa has lost, since her stem cell treatment, has lost over 60 pounds, has reduced her insulin 80%, and it's just getting started. So I really want to be able to introduce stem cell treatment and the work that NSI is doing to a lot more people who have diabetes and other conditions that this type of treatment can help. So I'm excited about the future, because this is the future actually. And you know, we really have to be able to take our own health into our hands, because you know, we live in a world right now where insurance is changing. Many don't have insurance. You know, we only are getting a few minutes of our time with our doctor, our primary care physician. People are lost and confused on which way to go. So having an alternative, having another option like stem cell treatment it's a gift. And definitely we have to look into it and really look at the possibilities of how this can improve our life. Because like I said, it's improved mine, and a lot more to go.
Hi, my name is Margie Rivera de Valle, and I am 54 years old. My condition is diabetes type 2 that caused me to develop retinopathy and neuropathy. I heard about NSI stem cells from the show Reversed, where Dr. Vince Di Pasquale was one of the specialists there. One of the things that Dr. Di Pasquale said to me was that he knew of a procedure that might be able to help me with the diabetes. And so once I got to the States from Jamaica, he contacted me, and following that, in May, I was able to come here and, have the procedure done, where my A1C was 7.7, and my diabetes was really hurting my eyesight and my neuropathy. With the advice that I was getting and the instructions that I was getting from Dr. Di Pasquale, my A1C at the end was within 90 days. My A1C was 4.3. My medication, I only take from 3, I only take 1. And I'm happy to say right now that I am not diabetic anymore, and I'm not taking diabetes medication. So I'm very, very happy, full of energy. I'm ready to run behind my grandbabies now and do exercise and really, really live life the way that I'm supposed to be at a much younger age. The stem cell procedure was very fast. It was, I want to say, painless. The staff that they have here, they know exactly what they're doing. It was quicker than what I thought. And the recovery was very, 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 very good. My recovery was very fast, and I could tell you I was walking around my house like nothing, when I was done with it. So this is something that I definitely recommend to anybody that's diabetic or type 2 diabetes and needs to get better in their lives. So the office here at NSI Stem, I tell you, they are very caring, they're friendly, they know exactly what they're doing, and it makes you want to come back just for the treatment that they give you. Now that I'm no longer a diabetic and I feel so much better, my goal is to be able to go back to work. I want to be able to regain my sight, to the part where I can go ahead and perform what I did before. And I want to be able to drive and regain my independence.
My name is Diana Connors, and I am one of the regional managers for NSI Stem Cell. I've been in the medical field for over 35 years, and I've been with NSI for over 10. What we like for our patients to experience when they come to NSI is a warm feeling. They're part of our family, and we want them to feel welcome. We want them to feel comfortable with the whole stem cell process. Our physicians are passionate about what we do with stem cell therapy. We have a wonderful team here. We want our patients to feel that as soon as they walk in the door, they are greeted with a smiling face from start to finish. What I find, we have a lot of patients who may ask us questions, and the most question I get is, does it work? Myself, I am a perfect example. I have had stem cell done myself on my back, and I can honestly tell them that it does work. I had suffered for many years with back pain. I had pain down my leg constantly. I had the stem cell procedure done, and my leg pain is absolutely gone. So I can truly say that stem cell therapy does work. What I love about my job, we just enjoy helping people. The results we get when people come in, they're happy, they hug us, they thank us for changing their lives, for them being able to be active again, enjoying their families, going on vacation. I just enjoy working for NSI. I am very honored to be part of this staff. I am very honored to be part of the whole NSI family, and we want our patients to feel passion that we have when they come into our office.
Hi, my name is Lucy Layton, and I am the Chief Operations Officer for NSI, where we want to help you achieve true health for life. Our vision at NSI is to deliver exceeding service for our patients to improve your quality of life. Our mission at NSI is to effectively treat a wide range of complex and severe physical conditions using cutting-edge regenerative medical technology with the sole purpose of restoring and achieving true health for life. And finally, at NSI, our core values are an acronym, which is to get fit. And when we talk about our core values, the G in get fit stands for the golden rule, because we believe in treating people how they want to be treated. The E is exceeding expectations, not only with our patients, but with each other as well. The T is teamwork. And we talk about esprit de corps, which means the spirit of the team. And as we know, together, everyone achieves more. On the FIT part of our acronym, the F, it stands for family. It's our patient family, our NSI family, and our own families, which are the purpose and the reason that we do what we do. The I is integrity. We do what we say what we do, and we simply do the right thing. And then when we get to our final T, it's training and innovation. And because we are on the cutting edge of medical technology, we are constantly improving our processes and our practice for you, our patient. And again, thank you for the opportunity to help you achieve true health for life.
Hi, I'm Terry Woods. I came to NSI back in October. I was having considerable pain in my right knee due to the fact that the cartilage had pretty much worn away. And I did a lot of research on different places, and I live in Spring Hill, Florida. The NSI Institute here in Spring Hill actually did the stem cell therapy on my knee back in October, and I have considerably less pain now than I did at the time the therapy was performed. I started playing golf about a month after I had my therapy, and started with like 1 day a week, and have kind of worked my way up to about 4 days a week now. So I'm pretty much pain-free. I'm extremely happy with the treatment that Jessica and Bren have given me, and I look forward to improvement.
Hi, my name is Marilyn Ziggis. I've had stem cell surgery. It's been 1 year, and right at the beginning, after I had it, a couple of days later, I really felt a big difference, and I continued to do exercises, and I just feel fine, and it's worth it. Anything is worth having this instead of getting cut, believe me. I've seen friends that have knee surgery and have replacements, and they go through hell. And this was so much easier and so much better. I recommend it 100%.
My name is Len Clemens, and before I came to NSI, I had pain everywhere, my whole body. I've had a hip replacement for my left hip. My right hip needed replacement, but I refused to have it done because of the problems I was having with the left one. My whole body was just in pain. I could barely walk, probably not more than 25 feet before I was in excruciating pain. Could not stand up straight. It was just totally impossible. I came to NSI and I got the stem cell injections, and surprisingly to me, the second day after the injection, the pain in my upper body disappeared, which I could not believe. Still had problems with my lower body, the hips, and whatever. Now, after 6 months, the pain in my lower body is just about gone. I have very little pain in my right hip. Surprisingly, the hip that was replaced have no pain over there. At present, I am now walking about a mile every 2 to 3 days a week with minimal problems. And I would highly recommend this to anyone with any kind of ailment. At least talk to them to see if anything can be done. Highly recommend it.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I'm the office manager for NSI Stem Cell at the Clearwater location. We are a loving, open arm facility. We want to really help our patients and change the lives of people who walk into our door every day. Our office is full of a wonderful staff. We really want to make the lives of our patients better and more fulfilling. When patients walk in the door, we really want them to feel that. We want them to feel warm feeling, from our wonderful staff and see our smiling faces and understand that they're in the right place. How I would describe our doctors here at NSI are loving, compassionate, they're honest, and they really want to make a difference in your life. One of the biggest questions I get as office manager for NSI is, do you see a change in people? Does stem cell really help? What we do here is changing the lives of people. We see results every single day. I get the honor of seeing people walk into our door and from day one, watch their journey from meeting with the doctors to having their procedure done, when they're actually starting to do more and more things, walking upstairs when they haven't been able to for years, breathing better, living life to the fullest, and it's very rewarding. We are improving their lives for the rest of their life, that they can live a healthier life with their families, enjoy time, enjoy doing the things that they haven't been able to do. That's the most important to us, and we hope that you guys don't keep us a secret.
I'm Dr. Rosemary Daly. I'm a board-certified anesthesiologist and also practice interventional pain management. I came from a conventional world where we treated symptoms, mainly with steroids. Here at NSI, we go after root causes. Why are people in pain? Why are they suffering? And then we use the body's own ability, their own stem cells, to treat that pain. I provide a comprehensive approach where I will not only treat the discs and joints, but I will also look at the connective tissue, what's holding the body together. So that means addressing weak ligaments and tendons. We have seen that by treating the root cause of someone's pain, that we get improvement not only in decreased amount of pain, but also improvement in function. The reason is because we have not only treated the discs and the facets, but we've also looked at the connective tissue and treated that, strengthening the ligaments and tendons, which are the glue that hold a person's back together. We also look at their nutrition and get to the root causes of why they're inflamed. Using that comprehensive approach, we have had very good results, not only in decreased pain, but improvement in function.
Hi, I'm Brad, and I'm at NSI talking about my stem cell treatment. A little background, I've had a bad back for a long time. In 2005, I went to an orthopedic surgeon on my back and said that one day I need back surgery. Fast forward 2015, it got very, very painful. I contacted him and I had back surgery, supposedly 3 to 5 days in the hospital, 3-month recovery. I ended up having 3 back surgeries, a hematoma the size of a liter on my back, on my spine. They found out they nicked my spinal cord. In 6 weeks in the hospital, about a year and a half later, I'm still in pain. I was up on at least 10 pills a day for pain, and my pain level was about a 10. I had a friend of mine who went to NSI for COPD who praised NSI. So I said, what the heck, I'll try it. Came in here, had a meeting, actually 2. They told me that I was kind of messed up and that they could try and help me. I said, you know what, let's try it. Well, that was on May. This is now September. all I can say is I had my pain level on medicine was a 10. I hurt, I couldn't do anything around the house. I walked 300-400 feet before the stem cell, and my pain level would be a 10, lasting for hours. 3 months now into the stem cell, no medicine. I'm eating a anti-inflammatory diet. That's one thing you have to do. Very healthy. I cannot say how great this procedure did. It's a miracle. I wish I would have done it before surgery. On the surgery, the big thing that was a problem that most people have 3/4 inch back muscle. I have 2.5 inch. When they cut to 3 inches and spread my back muscles, the main problem was that it ripped the muscle off of my bones. That's what caused most of the problems. But again, with the stem cell, they did my back, they did my spine, and let me tell you, it's worth it. That's all I can say. Get it done. Knees, shoulders. I've had friends, 2 or 3 people I've contacted actually did stem cell, and every person has said that it has helped. That's all I can say. It does work.
Hi, I'm Stan Cooley. This is my wife, Annette. Annette has MS. She is diagnosed as primary progressive. Some of the things that this has caused in her life is tremors in her arms and spasticity in her legs, so she has a hard time walking. She has a hard time shaking her hand or picking up things. And so what we're hoping is that this treatment will take care of those symptoms and help them to decrease or get better. Just so you see how hard a time she has picking up some things, why don't you try to pick that up and show them. Yeah. How about shaking my hand?
I can only shake it.
And walk for them.
Okay. I have a goal to dance again, to walk normally, not like a drunk, and to be able to feed myself.
All right, guys, I really did not expect this to happen within 48 hours. I caught this happening out of the corner of my eye, and it freaked me out. I'm going to show you what is happening here with Annette. So hopefully I can turn this around and get it to where it shows you. Okay, this is her right hand. Her right hand was the worst. It was the one most affected. Check it out. She would have never been able to do that before. Folks, those of you who know her and have seen this disease take the effect on her body, understand she could not do that before. This is amazing. Stem cells are awesome. We are so excited beyond ourselves. Hope this excites you.
Hi, I'm Stan Cooley. This is my wife, Annette. She was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2008. She became fully disabled in 2012. She's had trouble with walking, and she's had some very intense tremors in her arms due to the MS. She's now able to hold a fork in her right hand the proper way and eat pretty much her whole meal by herself. Most of the time, whole meal by herself. She used to have to hold the fork in her left hand like this and lean down to it, and I would have to feed her most of her meal.
So that's a big difference. She's gotten better with her balance, and yesterday she had a ton of energy. She actually started working on cleaning house and stuff, which is remarkable. She's also noticed in the last few days that her memory is better. We're very excited about what the next month, the next 2 months or 3 months is going to hold for her. We know this is working. We see it working, so we're very excited.
Hi, my name is Peter Malgedy. This is my wife, Beth. And we heard about the stem cells through an ad in the paper and went to a seminar and decided that that was the route I should go because my kidneys were failing due to the diabetes medication that I was on. So we did our first treatment about 8 weeks ago, and just 2 weeks after that I had to stop my blood pressure medicine because I was getting tired because my blood pressure was too low. And about 2 weeks after that I was off of all of my diabetes medicine.
My name is Carol Alderman and I'm a family nurse practitioner. I've been a nurse in the clinical aspect of the hospital since 1991. Recent experiences in surgery for the last 15 years. And I came to NSI this past February. It's been an awesome experience. We have, first of all, a great team of people here that truly care about people, and that's been the most positive, rewarding experience for me. See people come in with issues that the traditional medicine was unable to address. And we here at the National Stem Cell Institute are able to give them hope and a new lease on life because we help them understand what's going on with their body and give them a chance where their body is actually able to heal itself through stem cell therapy. And we've seen some amazing results. And I myself, I'm a patient. I had stem cells in my knees and feel incredible. So to me, it's most rewarding to see the changes and see people get their life back. But my goal in a patient care aspect is to make sure that everyone that leaves here knows that we truly care about them and we want them to get better, and we'll do what it takes to see them get a new lease on life.
We're not just a stem cell therapy and regenerative medicine clinic. Yes, that's an important part of our process in terms of repairing and regenerating tissue and restoring function, but it's really important to consider that what you eat makes a big difference in your overall health. It also makes a big difference in your ability to heal after we've treated you. So I want you to understand that, we care about you and we want to affect you on all levels. So if you're considering some dietary changes, feel free to reach out to us and ask us any question you like in that department. But what I would suggest and what I would ask you to do is educate yourself. There are lots of great resources out there. One of the great things that we utilize are like ketogenic.com or ketogenic diet, which is really consistent with our paradigm, but also paleo diet, which is also consistent with our paradigm. We want to remove toxicity from your life because that toxicity will create damage and dysfunction in the body. So once we repair things, it's really important to take it upon yourself and achieve health on your own. These are the tools, folks. These are the tools that actually help us achieve health, that help us promote function within the body, that can ultimately get us to a place that we like to be in terms of quality of life, but then also maintain it. So I ask you just, go out there and learn as much as you possibly can. And if you have any questions, you can always feel free to ask myself or anybody else here at our organization.
Hi, my name is Ada Fisher. I had stem cell procedure done a year ago. Today's my 1-year anniversary, November 18th. 2016 was my procedure, and before I went in, I suffered of chronic back pain, fibromyalgia, lupus, osteoarthritis, neuropathy. I had nerve damage and nerve pain. I had carpal tunnel decurvating and ulnar nerve that I had surgery on in 2003, but still suffered through it until the point of a stem cell procedure. I used a cane, I used a walker, and I used mobility chair, depending on my day and how I felt. Most of the time I was on bed rest because I couldn't get up from the pain. And I could barely move. I could only make it from my bedroom to the living room, from the bed to the couch. And that was my life every day. I suffered depression. I suffered anxiety. I was on 9 different medications for all types of pain. I was always in tears because of the pain. I didn't have a life. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't want to do anything. It was just no life at all. But then my sister told me about this stem cell procedure and that she saw on Facebook, and she encouraged me to call them and make an appointment and do a consultation, which I put off for a few weeks until I decided I better do it because she's not going to leave me alone about it. So I did. I went for the consultation, and I met Dr. Pasquale, and he told me about the procedure, what it was going to do, how it was going to happen, and hopefully that it was going to work for my benefit. Well, I chose to have it done. So I had it done. When I walked in, I was in so much pain. I was in so much pain I could not stand it. They started doing the procedure, and I was just baffled with how they do it, how long it takes to do it. 2.5 hours in the office? I mean, come on. No overnights in a hospital or anything. And the staff was fantastic. Oh my God, they were fantastic. Anyway, when I got out of there, I was still, of course, in pain because I was in pain before then, so I was sore. I went home, and believe it or not, the next day I started feeling a difference. Although they told me that it would take 3 weeks or more for me to start feeling any difference, I felt it right away. I started walking around the house and using my cane less and less, using the mobility chair just once in a while, the walker whenever needed. But guess what? After that was done, I didn't need it very much. I've been feeling fantastic. I've lost some weight. I followed the instructions the doctor told me to follow because it's very important. If you want to, take care of your health, you have to do what you have to do that's going to benefit you. It has been a journey, and I chose to continue, with the instructions that he gave me because I want to continue feeling good, and I feel good. So why stop something when you don't have to? So I would encourage those who are thinking about having stem cell procedure done, you know what? Don't think too long. I could barely walk, and now I'm walking. I mean, I feel amazing. I'm doing things that I have not been able to do in years. The simple things as doing laundry or putting groceries away or doing dishes or cleaning house. I mean, I got my life back. I've been able to do those things. And the funny thing is that those are things you hate doing when you're feeling good, but when you lose, the opportunity to do it, when you're not able to do it, you don't know what you lose until you lose it. And I thought I lost the ability to be able to do all that, but I got it back. So I just want to say again, if you are thinking about doing it, don't lose another minute. Don't think too hard on it. It worked for me. It worked for me with everything that I had going on in my body. It can work for you. I just want to say thank you to the staff, Dr. Pasquale, Jessica, and everyone that works in the NSI office. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving me my life back. If you're thinking about, well, I can't do it because the cost is too expensive. You know what? It's an investment in your health. What better investment than your health? Think about it. There's ways to have it done. You can get financing. You know, don't put a price on your health. If you want to feel good, if you want your life back, do it. I'm sure happy I did. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Paul Langevin, and I came to NSI Stem Cell in November of 2016, and I came here because I was in constant pain with my neck. I was unable to turn my head. If I did force it to turn, I would have to force it back to center again before I could look in the other direction. I came back from a summer trip and went for a haircut, and my barber told me he went to move my head and I had to stop him. And as I was telling him what happened, he said that he had stem cell regeneration on his knees and it worked for him. So I thought I'd give it a try and had my interviews, my MRI, and on Veterans Day of 2016 had the procedure performed. It took about 2 to 3 months before I saw any improvement in the pain or the amount of movement. And then it started getting a little better and a little better. And by the end of the 1 year in November of 2017, after doing daily exercises, morning and night, I have gotten back probably 70 to 80% of my movement and almost no pain. Once in a while, if I overdo it working on something, then I will get some, but if I relax, it'll go away. I think the stem cell took care of the mechanical part of the disc regeneration, and just the exercises and acupuncture have helped with the rest of the procedure. And today we went over the new MRI and showed remarkable improvement in the size and the thickness of the discs in my neck. So I think the stem cell has worked, it's repaired the problem, and I just have to keep up with my exercises and my stretches. And recovery is here.
Hi, I'm Dr. Vincent DiPasquale with NSI, and our job as clinicians is really to educate patients. And what we do in a stem cell therapy environment for us is all about producing the very best outcomes. So, what we're seeing now in this environment is that there are clinics that are popping up all over. And I think stem cell represents like a buzzword. So there's lots of individuals who are coming to the marketplace with technologies that are not consistent with what real regenerative medicine represents or with what it can accomplish. Some of those things are umbilical cord blood or amniotic fluid, these off-the-shelf products. And you may have gone to a seminar here or there and they pitch those things, and it's really compelling. They tell you basically that your stem cells that exist within you are age dependent, so they might be too old and they won't have the same effect. What I'll tell you is none of that's true, and it's based on third-party testing of all of those materials. They contain no living stem cells within them, so essentially what they represent are growth factors. And yes, that can be beneficial in reducing pain, but our goals are not just to reduce pain. Our goals are to promote function long-term, so we have to be able to regenerate tissue. And the only way that you can do that is with real live stem cells harvested from an individual. Now, there's only 2 resources that I would suggest: bone marrow and fat. And what I'll do in a follow-up video is show you why fat is superior. So from a consumer standpoint, and for me, it's all about providing the best resources for individuals. Whether you choose to work with us or someone else, just be on the lookout for these amniotic fluid materials as well as umbilical cord blood, and just understand that they don't contain any living, viable stem cells.
Hi, my name is Robert Matchett. I have COPD, I'm at stage 4, and got the stem cell surgery. It was virtually painless. After about 2 months, I started feeling the difference. I could breathe at an even keel. I wasn't behind anymore. My oxygen level was staying steady at 94 instead of 91. It was easier to breathe and easier to function as a person. I would definitely do this again, and it's something that I would suggest to anybody that is suffering from COPD, because it does rejuvenate the cells inside your body, and it makes it so much easier to breathe. I've been hospitalized with this for about 19 times in the past 2 years, about the past 3 years. I haven't had to go to the hospital since August of last year. Big difference in overall health.
My name is Stephen Lonigan from St. Petersburg, Florida. I came to NSI Stem Cells research because I had a lung issue. I had a hard time breathing, where I could barely get out of bed, barely bathe myself, take care of myself, all due to a coma that I was left in. Since my stem cell surgery, I'm much more active now. Recently underwent surgery again for a shoulder, and the doctor said this time my oxygen level never dropped at all. That's a big improvement compared to being left in a coma for 4 months and 2 months of rehabilitation. First, I'd like to thank Dr. Edgerton and the folks here at NSI Stem Cell Research. I'm coming off a 4-month coma where I couldn't do anything. Basically, my wife had to dress me, had to bathe me, and do the whole 9 yards. Since then, I've been slowly being able to get recouped, but ever since the procedure, it's been leaps and bounds. And now I can actually bathe myself, take care of myself, dress myself, and go to the games, where it used to take me 8 times to go to the parking lot to the stadium. I'd have to stop 8 individual times, and now I can do it in one shot. So everything's working out real good. I'm hopefully being able to get back doing my yard work again, being a little bit more productive, and maybe even get back to work. I'd like to thank the folks here. What a massive improvement this has been. Thank you so very much.
My name is Dakota Hall. I came in because I have type 1 diabetes and severe neuropathy. Started out around 10 years old. I was sugars of 1400s. For years through my teens, I had A1C of 14s. Finally, my first treatment, my A1C was around 11. Now it's down to about 8.7. Neuropathy has slowed way down. I've almost completely quit long-acting insulins. Everything's doing a lot better though.
Hello, my name is Elva Albaran, and I'm here at Dr. DiPasquale's office, and I'm here because I came here with problems in my hands. I couldn't move my thumb. It was stiff. My fingers were hurting me, all of them, and I had stem cell done. I had stem cell done on both my hands and my wrists. It's only been 3.5 weeks, and I must say I am actually very much impressed with the movement that I have in my hand, the flexibility, the ability to grab things that I wasn't able to grab before. I am totally happy. I know I have some more time to go, but if it stops right now, I'll be more than grateful. Thank you, Dr. DiPasquale.
Hi, I'm Priscilla. I had stem cell therapy for COPD 2 months ago. My oxygen level was 92 at the time, and if I moved very fast, it went lower than that. I was ready for oxygen full time, and I came and had my stem cell therapy for COPD, and it's wonderful. Right now, my oxygen level is at 98. I'm much more active. I've dropped 30 pounds because I'm gluten-free. It's just wonderful. My blood sugar's under control. And I get up in the morning, take my blood sugar, and it's about 97, 87. Before that, it used to run 130, 180. And it's been a wonderful experience. I'd advise anybody to have it done. And if I had it to do over again, I'd do it all over again.
My name is Nancy Kilburn, and I came here because I was in pain all the time. All the time. Sometimes I couldn't get out of bed. It was that bad. And I was too young to be in that much pain. When I went to my regular doctor, he would give me, the minute I walked through the door, he had his prescription pad out. And he wanted me taking medicine for blood sugar and medicine for blood pressure and just 7 prescriptions. And now I'm not taking any of them. They're all gone. That's the most amazing thing for me. That when I wake up in the morning, I don't have any pills to take. I have yogurt to eat and fruit to eat, and I don't know. Pain isn't the thing that guides me anymore. I don't take anything for pain. Tylenol every once in a while. But I don't have any of the things that come with age, the diseases that you always think, oh, that's just what happens when a body is ailing. But it isn't. It's when your body is doing what it's supposed to be doing, those things don't break so young. And now they're healing. And I can go to the zipline course. I can climb the ladders. I couldn't climb the stairs at my house. And I can climb those ladders and stay on those wires and play in the treetops with my grandkids and swim and dance and have fun. I'm having fun in my life. That's the most important thing.